Have you ever felt like you're falling behind just because you don't have many friends? You see others constantly busy with plans, messages going back and forth all the time while your phone stays silent in a way that feels almost unsettling. That feeling can easily make you think something is wrong with you, that you're less attractive, less valuable. But here's the uncomfortable truth: not everyone deserves a place in your life. You're not alone because you lack value. You're alone because you're starting to realize that shallow relationships are no longer enough for you, and that's exactly what makes you different. If you've ever wondered, why do I have so few friends, this video will make you rethink the entire answer and maybe even change the way you see loneliness altogether. If you want to better understand your true worth, hit like and follow the channel now, because what you're about to hear might change the way you live from today onward. 1. Deep people can't thrive in shallow relationships. Have you ever tried to share something that truly matters, an insightful thought, a personal struggle, or a meaningful goal, only to be met with silence, avoidance, or a shallow response? That feeling isn't just uncomfortable. It can make you feel different in a negative way. But the truth is, the problem isn't you. People who think deeply and live with intention often struggle to fit into conversations centered around gossip, meaningless entertainment, or relationships built just for fun. For example, when you want to talk about your future direction, others may only care about someone else's drama. When you're seeking a genuine connection, they're only looking for convenience. This mismatch in frequency can make you feel out of place, but it's actually a sign that you don't belong in those environments. Deep people don't connect quickly, but when they do, the connection is real. Remember, most relationships out there exist because they're easy, not because they're meaningful. People laugh together out of habit, not understanding. Staying too long in those environments doesn't just drain you, it slowly makes you lose yourself. A small action you can take right now: start filtering your conversations. Each time you're in one, ask yourself, is this helping me grow or just draining my energy? If it's draining, consciously shorten it or engage less often. Don't shrink yourself to fit into a circle that isn't meant for you. Because the truth is, the more you preserve your depth, the closer you get to people who truly understand and value you. 2. Loneliness is where self-mastery is built. Most people aren't truly afraid of loneliness. They're afraid of being alone with their own thoughts. When the noise fades, when there are no messages, no distractions, everything inside starts to surface. Insecurities, unanswered questions, fears long avoided. That's why many people dive into relationships, conversations, or social media, not because they need connection, but because they're trying to escape. But if you're someone who can sit alone without feeling anxious, if you can face yourself in silence, that's not weakness. It's a rare kind of strength. Imagine two types of people. One needs constant noise to feel okay. The other can sit in silence, think clearly, and regulate their own emotions. When life hits loss, pressure, failure, who will stand stronger? Clearly the one who's familiar with stillness has the more solid foundation. Loneliness, when seen the right way, isn't emptiness. It's space to build inner strength. For example, many people only begin to truly understand themselves when they're forced to be alone. They realize what actually matters, what's just social pressure, and they learn to make decisions without relying on others. Those moments when no one is around are often when they grow the most. But this only happens if you use solitude intentionally rather than letting it consume you. You can start very simply. Spend time each day without your phone, just thinking or writing down what's on your mind. Practice observing your emotions instead of reacting immediately. Learn a new skill on your own without needing validation. It will feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is a sign you're stepping into growth. For the next 7 days, try spending at least 30 minutes completely alone, no phone, no social media, no one else. Just you and your thoughts. Write down what you notice each time. If you stay consistent, you'll begin to realize something powerful. You no longer need others to feel whole. And that's when true freedom begins. 3. Quality will always matter more than quantity. Many people measure someone's value by the number of friends they have, the number of conversations they're in, or how many invitations they receive. They assume that the more people around you, the more successful you are socially. But the truth is, being surrounded by many people doesn't mean you're understood, appreciated, or genuinely connected. You can sit in a crowded group and still feel completely alone. On the other hand, you can have just one person by your side and feel safe, heard, and fully yourself. That's the difference between presence and connection. Imagine two scenarios. In the first, people laugh and talk a lot, but most of it is just small talk stories for entertainment interactions out of habit. When you're truly struggling, very few stay. In the second, you only have a few relationships, but every conversation carries sincerity. You don't have to pretend to fit in, you don't have to perform to be accepted, and you don't worry that they're only around when they need something. Clearly, the value of a relationship isn't in how many people are present, but in the depth it brings. The problem is, many people are afraid of having too little, so they hold on to connections that drain them. They text out of obligation, meet up, out of fear of being left out, and maintain relationships just to avoid feeling behind. But the more they do this, the more exhausted they become. A small action you can take starting today. Whenever someone takes up your time, attention, or emotional energy, ask yourself, is this relationship nourishing me or draining me? Don't just ask once and ignore it. Use it as a consistent filter in your conversations, invitations, and even the connections you're trying to hold on to. When you start being selective, your circle may become smaller, but in return your mind becomes lighter, your emotions more stable, and the people who remain will truly matter. Less but real is always better than more but empty. 4. The right people will show up at the right time. One of the biggest mistakes that makes you feel lacking in relationships is believing I need to have friends right now. You look around, see others with their groups, their companions, and start putting pressure on yourself to have the same immediately. But meaningful relationships don't work that way. Like nature, everything takes time. You can't force a tree to bear fruit before its season. And in the same way, you can't force a deep connection to form when neither you nor the other person is truly ready. Many people, out of fear of loneliness, settle for temporary relationships, spending time with those who don't understand them, talking to people who don't share their values, or even changing themselves just to be accepted. The result? They have people around but feel more disconnected from themselves than ever. On the other hand, those who choose to stay true to their values, even if it means walking alone for a while, are doing something incredibly important. They're sending the right signal. For example, if you constantly pretend to like things you don't care about just to fit in, you'll attract people who never truly understand you. But if you live in alignment with your thoughts, interests, and standards, even if your circle is smaller, you create the conditions for the right people to recognize you. The right relationships don't come from rushing. They come from clarity. A small action you can take right now in every interaction. Instead of trying to please or fit in, keep a piece of your authenticity, an honest opinion, a real interest, or a perspective you truly believe in. Then observe who respects it and who doesn't. Repeat this across the relationships you build. You may lose a few connections, but that's not loss, it's filtering. When you stop chasing quantity and start standing firmly in your values, you no longer need to search for the right people. They will find you at the right time when both of you are ready to build something real. Having few friends has never been a sign of inadequacy. It's a sign of discernment. When you start seeing things this way, the entire story changes. You're no longer someone who is lacking. You're someone who is building. You're not being left behind. You're simply on a different path. Slower, quieter, but more solid and meaningful. The truth is, anyone can blend into the crowd, but not everyone has the strength to stand alone and still hold on to their values. You didn't choose what's easy, you chose what's right. And that always comes with a price: moments of silence, feelings of loneliness, days when no one seems to understand you. But those very things are shaping you into a stronger, clearer, and more self-directed version of yourself. Remember this: when you become whole from within you, no longer look to others to complete you. And that's exactly when real relationships begin to appear, not to save you, but to walk alongside you. Take 10 minutes to write down your standards in a relationship: what you want, what you won't accept. Cut off at least one connection that drains you or no longer adds value. Spend time alone to develop a skill or gain clarity on your goals. Don't just read this and move on. Take action right after this. Because if you don't intentionally build your life, you'll unconsciously drift into someone else's. And if you truly believe in this path, the path of depth, discernment, and inner growth, show it right now. Hit like to share this message with others who may feel the same way. And subscribe so you're reminded every day. You're not alone, you're growing.